Obviously, you've touched on your drug addiction and everything, Pat, but I watched a video where you're in rehab in Thailand in 2017, the cabin, and it seems like that's really turned things around for you.
Yeah, that's when it got, So just before that, Adam, a few people helped, a few friends of mine helped me get there. And that was kind of like the point where I realised that it's one way or the other, really. Do you know what I mean? There's like, it literally got that serious. It was like, you can choose to live or you know, yeah. So I just had a period of time. I spent 7 months in Thailand, and it gave me a lot of time, because I never had that time away from it all to see it for what it was. Like every time I get clean before, either getting locked up or going to a treatment centre, or 2 weeks here, 3 weeks there, it was never long enough to like feel well enough to see it for what it was. There was always that pull still there, but I didn't get enough distance from it to be out of its grasp, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like in terms of like physical time, like just in terms of like being away from something, then you can look back and go, what it's got less power over me. You still got to be, do what you need to do to stay well. But it wasn't like I was just like a magnet getting pulled back into it. It felt like, not that I'm not taking responsibility, but it was like I had no defense against it. It was just like, get clean somehow or other, and then you'd be back in there before you know about what happened again. Each time it's getting worse, and each time it's getting worse.
I mean, if you're in and around London, it's not the best place to be, I guess.
Yeah, I guess anywhere though, really. I mean, yeah, you're right though. You're right, but it's different now. My whole pistol, since I've turned 40, I haven't taken anything. I had a drink or anything. So that it's quite nice to say that, But
yeah, definitely.
My 40s and that, but my whole relationship and feel towards them have changed. It's like I just actually don't want that anymore. And every other time in my life I've been clean, or in quotation marks clean, wasn't really, still having drinks, whatever. I'd still be wanting to do it, but thinking I can't, I shouldn't. And then it's just a matter of time before you kind of cave in. But so the last 2 years have been more like, I don't want to. It's easier then. So it's just easy. If I just see it for what it is, it was really destructive, man.
Do you think it is a mindset kind of thing? Because obviously you hear the cliches about, you can go into rehab, but the person themselves got to want to do it. Did you have like a bit of a shift in your mindset? Is that what you're saying, kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely a shift in my mindset. Definitely like seeing consequences for what they are, and like it's like I said before, the whole thing about getting a bit of time and a bit of distance. I didn't have time before to see the consequences to me or the people around me, because I'd just be thrown. I put myself back in that lifestyle again. I had a real chance to analyse everything and look at stuff. It was really painful. Like look at what the consequences of the way I've lived my life, and everything that encompasses the people you hurt, how you hurt yourself, even unintentionally. Do you know what I mean? It kind of takes. It's like, why would you do that? It's just like I realised, and it took fucking so many years to realise that I can't control it, and basically just see it for what it is. So if I take drugs or drink, yeah, it comes down to this, man. It's going to be really bad. It's just going to be bad, and it's like I don't want it to be bad anymore. There's no denying the fact that it's one of those cliche things you say, but you hear people say there's no denying the fact I just can't control it. So it got really scary. Like, I just don't know what happened. You could lose another 2 years, end up in jail for, you don't even know what you've done. Getting nutted off, getting sectioned. That was happening regularly. And so it wasn't anything like drug taking while you're in the band. That whole period, the last 10 years after I left the band, it was drug taking, like ill behaviour. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't social, put it that way.
Yeah.
It was like it was just basically self-destruction, and just like it was a sign of illness.
And so it was in Chiang Mai in Thailand, wasn't it? And
yeah, great, man. I loved it out there.
Yeah, I've been there. It's
really
a lovely place.
Yeah, it is great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
It had a real like place in my heart. That place. Those people were lovely, and it was. I'm really blessed to have that opportunity, actually. Yeah, it's nice though to feel that weight off. I definitely learned a lot there, and to have that feeling, like not to go on about this. Musicians start talking about recovery stuff, and it kind of gets a bit.
No, it's interesting, mate.
My experience is, for me, to not have that weight around my shoulders anymore. It's been like I've been enjoying life so much the last couple of years, just real simple. Do you know what I mean? Simple things, just like being normal, playing my instrument, teaching guitar a bit, like cooking food, watching movies, reading books, all these things. Whereas my main driver was like, I can't tolerate feeling normal. I can't tolerate being myself. I have to alter the way I feel all the time. Do you know what I mean? I have to numb myself. I anesthetize myself. And that was just, what a way to live. Do you know what I mean? It was just like, oh, I look back on it, it just makes me feel really, really, really sad, actually. You know? But I had a lot of help, man. So I'm lucky. Do you know what I mean? I'm so lucky I had a lot of help. And then I took responsibility and did what I needed to do after, you know, and take it seriously. But yeah,
that's good.
That's when you start thinking about regrets and shit like that. You know, it depends how you feel. Some days I wake up, I'm like, nah, I've got no regrets, because life is just a journey, isn't it? Life is what you make it, and I've got, you know, time to do stuff. And then you have the thing to say, if I didn't live like that, I'd have a whole body of work behind me. There'd be loads of music to be made. I could have been proud of what I'd done. All this kind of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? It depends how you're feeling on the day. And at the end of the day, it's kind of like you just, yeah.
But also you have got, you know, it was kind of messy at times, but you've also done some amazing stuff. Like you've experienced such like stuff that no one, like, you know, normal people don't really do it. And like, you know, you just can't have regrets. I don't believe in it.
No, I'm with you on that, Tom. I generally feel like that most of the time as well, because I've got my health. I enjoy life. Do you know what I mean? I've got good friends.
Yeah, exactly. It's just amazing. It's amazing that you've come out of it clean now, and like you're loving like being a bit normal, like you said. But you know, you've been on that journey, which was fucking wicked at the end of the day, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I guess everyone. Yeah, it was. It was, man.